Who the fuck is ShoTime?
Man, this drunk fucking retard who enjoys playing Arma 3 for some ungodly reason.
Fair enough. So, I think the biggest question I want to cover first and get it out of the way, because it's the most recent thing that's happened with you, and it's kind of the biggest thing that's happened, is your recent ban.
Alright, so the whole story, right? First things first, right? I'm an adult, right? I work hard, and I don't have an insane amount of time. Like, I used to put in a bunch of hours and stuff on COP, but I just got, tired of playing the game 24/7. So, I saw an opportunity one day. There was, I had this friend who I'd like to remain unnamed, who used to be a design contributor. So he was receiving his staff points. I was like, hey, what are the chances you make my tier 1 Vigi tier 4? He was like, how does $50 sound? I was like, how does 40 sound? And from there it was all history.
Right.
My biggest problem is that he trusted somebody else too much, and obviously they weren't as good of the friends as they thought. So I ended up getting fucked in the long run, but I think the biggest problem is that I was doing it to begin with.
Right. So what? So you got caught because somebody else was privy to the details of the transaction that you didn't know was going to be there, and then they...
Yeah, he ended up adding this guy to the call, and while he was in the call, he was screen sharing. And you can see in the screen share, I sent him an Amazon gift card. And on it, from ShoTime, hey, don't report me. Oh man, that's pretty funny.
So that's probably the screenshot that the administrators got. A screenshot of an Amazon gift card from ShoTime. All of a sudden he has tier 4 Vigi, and it says, please don't report me.
No, there was a video, dude. It was bad.
Oh.
There was no denying it was me too. Like,
yeah.
He was like, oh, hey, what the hell do you mean don't report me? And I was just like, fuck, bro, I'm caught. That's how it ends, bro.
So how does that conversation or whatever, how does a ban initiate? Like, do you get to talk and defend yourself before you get a misconduct ban? At least in your case, how did it happen?
So those guys had been blackmailing the both of us since maybe late February.
Really? So
it was a long time.
Holy shit.
The same guy ended up giving one of the dudes a Ghosthawk. That guy ended up selling that Ghosthawk or something else, but he got that Ghosthawk from staff points. It was so many things that just kept on happening. So I knew from the moment that we started getting blackmailed, like, eventually I'm gonna get permed. So I was really trying to do the speed run of APD, trying to get the quickest time to sergeant. But alas, I was a couple days too short, I like to think.
Right.
So big yikes, but I knew for a long time it was coming, and I'll never forget, I was in-game, just playing, having a nice day. I just went to a Theor Rebel. I got like fucking 20 war points there, killing some kids with a Promet.
Hell yeah. And, the best 4-point grabbing weapon.
Yeah. And I head back to my house. I'm putting up my gear. I had this really nice gear house, man. Oh, it's sad. I'm going to get all that shit wiped. But,
yeah.
I head back to the house, put my shit away, and then I browse the forums real quick, and I see in status updates somebody had posted the video, and I was like, fuck, this is it.
Damn, well, I never saw that. I never saw it. Did it get removed?
Yeah, it was in status updates for maybe like 30 minutes, but I was in game, or I was on TeamSpeak actually talking to people. I just left the TeamSpeak call, I went to my own private room, put all my money in gang funds. I tried to have someone log in, because at the time I had one of Rexo's Ghosthawks, and I was going to give my Ghosthawk to them so they can give back to Rexo. But then I was on, and I see it, you've been permed, and I was just like, fuck. So then I'm still in the TeamSpeak for a little bit, and like maybe 2 minutes later, all my tags get ripped, and I'm just like, well, it was a fun game, but I got caught.
Yeah. Damn. That's really unfortunate. I mean, I feel like the answer is clear, but was it worth it?
It's
like worse, maybe the fun or whatever that you had, or no?
I'm
Like, do you regret it? If you could go back, would you do it again?
probably.
Really?
Just being honest, I'm not gonna say that like it was or wasn't worth. I mean, ultimately I'm permed, so
Right.
was it worth the little bit of grind that I had to do? No, but it wasn't worth it. But I probably would have done it again in the same situation.
Right.
I definitely wouldn't do it now because it'd be dope if I came back.
Yeah. Do you think that they are the staff is gonna let you come back?
I staff is obviously doing their job, so when they permed me, all of the staff was like, "Hey, man, it's nothing against you, and I
Right.
understand it completely." So I felt like they had to do their job, so I have no problems with any of the staff. In fact, I was really cool with a lot of them. I'm hopeful that they let me come back, but it's no guarantee. I'm not sorry that I did it, but I feel bad that I did, and I had to put a lot of people in like weird situations. Honestly speaking, ever since I've been permed, I've been so productive, man. I've been going outside.
What have you been playing in the meantime?
Oh man, too much Anzus Gaming.
Yeah. Is it fun
Well,
or?
it's different. There are a lot of things that Anzus does differently that I like. There are a lot of things that Anzus does differently that I hate. It's just how it is. There will never be something that's perfect. Everybody likes to think that they have their own recipe for something to be like spot on great. It's just not ever going to happen. Somebody's gonna have a problem with something.
So I guess we could kind of go back to the beginning. I want to hear your Olympus story. Kind of give me the outlines. Give me the details where you think it's important, that kind of stuff, from kind of where you started and kind of your biggest achievements and whatnot.
So I remember when I had just got out of boot camp. Actually, I had bought a computer. I was watching a lot of Frankie on PC in 1080p. So I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm finna get Arma. Like, I'm making these brand new paychecks, so I'm balling, spending cash here and there. And I get Arma, get a computer, and I'm playing it. I'm just like, wow, man, this is dope. And at the time, the most popping servers were like fucking King of the Hill servers. And I
Right.
remember one day, I load in, and I normally, the way I picked my King of the Hill server was I would sort by players, and then I just click on the most populated server. And I realized I did that one day, and I'm loaded in, and I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, this isn't King of the Hill at all. Like, Spawn Kavala. Like, where the fuck are my guns, bro? What's going on here? And I actually ended up loading into Olympus forever ago. And I remember I didn't know shit about shit. I ended up, like, farming some peaches, and then I got RDMed, and I was like, wow, this game's dog shit. And never played it again. A couple of years later, I'd say 2019, a little bit late into 2019, I was looking again, and I had seen a lot of videos. Like Frankie had done a little bit of him playing at like other things than DayZ. He had did a couple live servers. I was like, oh, like Arma Life. Like I've seen a couple people, and it looks like they have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm gonna hop on real quick. So I hop on, gave it an honest try. My name is really complicated, so I've always gone by Sho my whole life. So I load into the game with the name Sho, and I'll never forget. I'm in Kavala, man, and I'm just walking around, and I see this guy. His name's fucking Outcast. He walks up to me. I'm like, oh, like, hey, man, how you doing? And like, oh, hey, like, he's wearing all this cool gear. I'm just like, wow, this dude looks fucking dope. Unbeknownst to me, he's a fucking admin. So I'm just like, hey, man, like, how should I go about making money? He was like, oh, you new here, man? I was like, yeah. It's like, oh, don't worry, I got you. Fucking runs over to the thing, pulls me a box truck, and he's like, all right, bro, look at your map, go to cocaine field, pick the cocaine, put it in here, take it to processor, come back, and that's gonna be like an easy 300K for you. I was like, wow, like I've been struggling. I've been doing fish runs all day.
Yeah.
So I was like, hell yeah, bro. So I never forgot that moment. I wish I would have recorded it because I mentioned it to him months later when I was like actually like a valued member of the community.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I don't fucking know what the hell you're talking about. That's stuck in my head, dude. And, like, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool, man. I will never forget that. That was the single act of kindness that kept me coming back to the server. I'll never forget. I finished my box truck run. I did one, made my little money, and I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, I'm about to grind my way up to 1 million. Like, my first million, I'm finna be rich, boy. I'm finna
Yeah.
be rich. And I fucking go back, I do another run, and I like get halfway through completing that, And on my way back down, I'm coming down this road, and I hear this guy, hands up or die, hands up or die. This kid fucking, like, it doesn't give me enough time to, like, actually stop my car. Just fucking murders me. So I'm just like, oh, fuck. He ended up taking all my, took my whole run, and I was going to cab drug. I was just like, this guy's a piece of fucking shit, bro. And I spawned in Kabbalah. I'll never forget, I was walking around. These guys walk up to me, and they're like, yo, are you Sho? I was like, yeah, hi. Like, how are you guys doing? Like, oh, we fucking hate, like, are you the Sho? And I was like, yeah, I'd like to think I am. Oh yeah, fuck you. And then they fucking RDM me because I guess they hated Roman is like the guy's name, old APD lieutenant. And I was like yo, what the fuck, bro? Like,
yeah.
This game's so bad. There was another time I was in Cav, and I'm a concealed carrier, so I always have my firearm on me. And I'll never forget, I went to the gun store, picked myself up a little Rook 40, standing in Cab, man. There are like cops out fucking chilling, and this guy standing next to someone, and I guess they were enemy gangs, so just pulls out a fucking gun and starts murdering this kid. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, this guy didn't cage or anything? Like, the guy was literally just standing in Cab naked. I was just like, yo, that's just not cool. So I pull out my gun and start Rook banging this kid. So I kill that dude. And then the cops are also standing around and they tase me. And Rossco probably doesn't remember this, but they all tase me. They fucking arrest me. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? Why are you guys arresting me? Like, that dude just murdered that other guy. Like, yo, what the fuck are you cops doing? Like, y'all are fucking corrupt. Rossco takes me and he brings me to a room and he's like, yo, like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, man, but that's not how the rules on this island work. Like, you should really go read the rules, dude. Like, I'm not supposed to be telling you this or anything, but you need to go right now. And I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean that's not the rule? Like, I just watched that guy murder that other dude that did absolutely nothing. Like, fuck that, bro. And he was like, yeah, man, listen, I just know that that's how the game is, and it's unfortunate. Like, you know, this is supposed to be life, but it is not like that at all. Like, you should go, like, read up on engagement. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. So I ended up giving it another chance. I joined this really shitty game. It's called Acidic. I met this one guy who I considered for a long time a really good friend. His name was 21 Cabbage, and fucking most toxic piece of shit I ever met. He ended up stealing like 15 mil fucking 15 mil worth of moonshine out of our gang shed after I let him into prison. Fuck that guy.
Damn.
But I ended up meeting him and like his whole gang. We ended up fucking momming together for a bit. And I was just like, man, fuck this. And then I applied for cop, and the story continued.
So when you first got cop, how was it? Like, when and when? How long ago did you get cop?
So I can tell you, actually, I got cop. People think I've been playing on a server for a long time, and I always have to tell people, like, nah, bro, I'm a real new gen player. Let's see, I applied for cop the first time on October 13th. Nerdy responded saying that I didn't have enough time. In game still, actually, to this day, I'm pretty sure. It says on the quick tips, like, hey, you need 33 hours to become a member of the police force. I was like, all right, bro, hit my 33 hours. I was like, now's my chance. Joining the cops, like, fuck gang life, bro, this shit's dog. I applied, got denied because I only had 33 hours, and then I was like, all right, fuck. So I ended up AFKing a bunch of hours over the night. Got to 14, then Winters accepted me.
Oh, yeah.
I took my test the first day, and I failed it. Mita failed me. I straight up, I didn't read any of the fucking rules, bro. So I was like, man, bro, like, this shit's dumb. I actually went through, I read the rules. I didn't have to reapply, but I ended up, like, taking the test. I think it was the next day. I think you have to wait 24 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
And took it passed, and from there, so probably October 15th, I've been a cop. If anybody's watching this video, you have less than 100 hours, okay? There's this big black APD vehicle, flies in the sky, 2 guns on the side. It's called the Ghosthawk, okay? Don't shoot at it, man. Cops live for that shit, bro. You're giving some poor PO on the guns just like the biggest fucking boner of his life. Like, I'm gonna murder all these civs. I'm gonna murder all these civs. It took me the longest time to realize, like, hey, that's not the fucking play. I used to think, like, man, this Ghosthawk, every time it comes, bro, it just comes with the fucking flames. And then I was playing cop one day, and I got into a Ghosthawk, actually. I can't remember whose it was. I think it was 392 Hemi. I can't remember what his actual name
That's
was.
Supernova.
Supernova, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in one of his Ghosthawks, and we pulled up to a fucking situation. I was like, man, this shit finna be easy.
You start piping.
Yeah, so I start piping, and he's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean, bro? I'm seeing this shit happen 1,000 times. Look at the Civs, we got him. Like, can blow these motherfuckers out the sky.
Supernova's funny though, dude. He's one of the more humble seniors I've met. Well, I mean, most all of them are, and I don't mean if you're not humble, it's technically bad, because there's some seniors who are cocky, and they want to shit all over the civs, and like Rabid, maybe people know him for like pulling all the hunters and stuff. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't hold him against him because Blackwaters are fucking broken, right?
My problem with that whole situation, or mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of Rabid. Like, I wouldn't consider us friends, but I wouldn't consider us enemies. Like, I was very, very neutral when it came to Rabid.
Yeah,
and
I would have to say so.
I'll never forget the situations where he'd pull out all these hunters at the fucking Blackwaters, and everybody would be bitching about it. And I was like, why are people bitching about this? Like, I don't care, but Rabid earned all this money.
Yeah, well, I used to bitch about it.
Even if it was gambling, like, he's still, this is actual money.
Yeah, he's not spawning him in.
Yeah, it'd be different if, like, a nerdier secretary were just like, yeah, bro, fuck this Civ, let's fucking spawn in 30 hunters.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's scummy. But Rabid, every single hunter he pulled, he paid for it. He would pay for other seniors' hunters. They'd be like, nah, I only have 2 in my garage. He'd be like, oh, I'll pay for these hunters. Like, I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that. Like, whatever your problem is when it comes to actually, like, when it comes to Rabid, I will say that when he had money, he was very generous with it, especially when it came to, like, solving situations.
Yeah.
Because Civs would throw money at things endlessly, and I think it was a real bad problem that everybody was like, nah, man, we gotta only have 10 hunters out. Like, that's unfair. Rabid earned all that money. He should be able to use it.
Yeah. I was one of the people pushing that. I was one of the people bitching at first. I got caught back because I was getting a little tired of Civ. Just remember pushing BWs, and I was like, fuck, man. They're right. This shit is, like, broken as fuck, man.
To go back on what you were saying earlier, that's why you said you wanted cops so you had, like, an equal perspective.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest reasons why I tried to give Civ Council so many times. And fucking Majestic denied me from Civ Council, I think, twice or 3 times.
For what?
Oh, it's pretty funny. So, very first Civ Council app I put in, I was still a PO, like, I think it was right after I left DB. And I was like, yeah, like, you know, I want to be a part of Scats Council, like, I'm just trying to swindle my way in. I'm like, yeah, bro, I fucking hate cops, like, I love scatting. And, you know, Majestic called me out on it. He was like, yeah, bro, your application's been denied. So I was like, yeah, okay, big deal. So then a little bit later, I had applied again, and then I'll never forget Majestic's response. Your application's been denied, of course, and then right after, he puts, hey, ShoTime, this isn't the correct place for your FTO application. You're welcome to reapply when civilian is your main faction. Thanks again for applying. And I'm just like, fuck this motherfucking piece of shit, bro. Like, I just wanted so hard to get, like, a couple of ideas I had out into the server.
Right.
I don't think any of my ideas ever from the sheets ever ended up getting implemented, but I think I had some pretty decent ideas that's, like, wouldn't be game changing, but they're definitely big quality of life things.
There's a lot of Corporal or FTOs that play enough civilian to have good ideas. Like, Mason Harrison's one that comes to mind. I see him be doing BWs and feds and shit like that all the time.
Yeah.
But there's also FTOs who don't play Civ unless all the cops get on Civ to do a BW, like that once a month thing that barely happens, right? Like, It's a question of, everyone knows we get war points, so that's always a question.
Yeah.
Like, look, man, the last 2 weeks you've played like 15 hours on cop and 3 hours on Civ. You know, are you really about it, or do you want to come to the meetings and get war points? You know what I mean?
And that's understandable. I'm not gonna lie. Even the second time when Majestic was like, "Yeah, this isn't the place for your FTO app," I was like, you know, this is really kind of fair. But there was a point right after not right after I got Corporal, but maybe like a month after I got Corporal, I think right after I got FTO, where I was doing real good in cop, but I could tell I wasn't gonna get Sergeant for the foreseeable future, like the next couple months. So I stopped playing as much cop, which was good because I was playing way too much cop when I got Corporal. And I started playing like Civ. That's actually I'll never forget. I was in a channel with Rexo,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, hey, like, what are the chances that you guys let me into Mandalorians? And Rexo's like, yeah, man, like, come on. And at the time, I thought me and Rexo were kind of good friends. I'm like, like, could I come in rank 3? He was like, nah, man, you gotta start from rank 0 like everybody else. And then, funny enough, me and Rexo ended up being like really, really good friends.
Right.
I was the only rank 4 in Prism, and in Mandalorians after Sky stole all, or not all, but most of our gang funds. After being a Civ, I'll never forget the first Fed that we did. Or not the first, it was probably like the second or the third. Like, we had won a couple Feds. We drive in, we're bolt cutting, right? First 2 waves are really quick. I'd say maybe like a minute time. Third wave comes in, their lethal's loaded now. And I'm like, huh, it's taking this wave kind of long to come in. Like, that's weird.
It's usually a sign of a hunter wave.
A Strider wave.
Oh,
Fucking
goodness.
10 Striders come at me, and I'll never forget. 10 Striders come at me, and I guess I can mention it now, but hardcore metagaming, I look in the TeamSpeak, and I see that the channel had went from like 7 people, we had maybe brought 15 to the Fed, so I was like, okay, like we had a decent stack, I'm expecting more people to come on, that's fair. But it went from 7 people, it was like 4 lethals and 3 non-lethals. 10 more lethals got on. And it wasn't just 10 lethals. It was like lieutenant, depth chief. And then on top of it, they had Rabid with all the money. So that's why the Striders are coming out. I'm like, dang, bro, this is whack. And then on top of it, they got Zazie, they got Mako, they got Civac. So you got two people who aren't cops who have fucking tier 5 vests. Zazie and Civac walk up and they tank at least 5 bullets, I feel like, and fucking kill me. And I'm just like, wow, I've been bitching out Civs this whole time. I'm just telling them, get good, get good, get good. And now that I'm on the other side, I'm just like, this is fucking dog shit. Like, I complained about it for maybe a week and a half. Of course, nothing came about it. I was like this shit right here, I really want to become Civ Council because I can't stress enough, I don't understand why that happens. The way Civ Council and like the APD meeting should be is instead of like, hey, like I want to nerf the APD, or hey, I want to make the APD stronger, make Civs weaker. It should be, hey, how can we work together to make the server better?
Yeah.
And I think for the longest time, especially nothing against Majestic, but especially when he was head Civ Council, it was like, hey, fuck the APD, we're trying to keep these guys down. And I was like that's not fair. Like, why do we want to prevent people from playing this whitelisted faction? Like, we need cops on the server. Otherwise, what's the purpose of being Arma life?
Yeah.
It'll just be
Wasteland.
people walking around. Yeah, Wasteland. Nobody wants to get nerfed, right? Everybody wants buffs, and if we could just agree to buffs that everybody would like to see, especially in the last couple of let's say years of the server, like everybody would have a much better time playing, in my opinion.
Speaking of tier 3, what's your viewpoint on that getting taken away from Corporals?
I think it was... I don't think it was a horrible change. And I could see the Civ's perspective. Hey, all these other cops are really OP. Why do Dep Chiefs have tier 5s when we can't even buy tier 4s from the shop?
Right.
That's understandable. And I think... I don't know exactly what happened at the meeting because I wasn't there. But I think they were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, let's throw you guys a bone. We'll take Corporal tier 3s away. And, of course, I have nothing against any of the SAPD members. But I was just like, wow, this is really whack. Like, we're losing tier 3s right now. And then we took a bunch of other nerfs on top of it. Like,
money.
Right after I got Corporal, I'll never forget, they took the tier 3s out, and I'm pretty sure the same update is when the money nerfs hit. And I was like, Cop is unplayable. Like, I played a majority of my time on Cop, which made me feel like I should earn a decent amount of money. And for the 2 or 3 hours that I can play Civ, I can have a lot of fun.
What was the reason behind Mandalorians turning into Prism?
everybody was kind of like, hey, like, I don't really like the feeling, or I don't like how we're perceived as a gang, right? Like, we have all these shit players, this, and that, and admittedly, we were mass recruiting, hardcore. Okay, we have one of two ways we can go. We can kick off all the fluff, but people will still see us as Mandalorians, and they'll be like, I don't want to join this, what do they call it, the Zerg gang. So I was like, okay, so we can kick off all the fluff. We'll have a couple less members, but hey, we'll be stronger. Or we could pick everybody, have everyone that isn't leadership reapply, and make a new gang name. And we can just keep it going how it's going. We ended up deciding like, hey, we're gonna fucking kick everybody. So we're going through the Discord. Hey, who's this guy? Don't know him, kick. Hey, who's this guy? Bad, kick. Like, hey, who's this guy? He's okay, kind of inactive, make him reapply. So we ended up going from a Discord of like almost 200 people to like 30, maybe 40-ish, like hardcore purge, like removing everybody's tags, redid all the channels. We had a lot of people apply, but a lot of people didn't meet the standards that we had because most people were already in established gangs. So it's hard to be like, hey, we have 200 mil in our gang bank, like we're willing to comp people for gear sets. We have this innovative way of doing payouts for doing the RuneShine runs. Like we have a full package here. At least I like to think, but just getting the core, the key members out there to fight cartels just never really happened before I ended up getting kicked off the server. And I think it was mostly a problem with the leadership. I think leadership we had ended up forming like two major factions.
Right.
And it was like the group over here and the group over here. And these groups hated each other. Like they never wanted to play with each other.
Really?
And it was like me and Rexo were in the middle where it's like, hey, like we like both groups of you guys. We just want you to play together so everybody would be happy. But they just couldn't stand playing with each other. It was always constant problems. And then slowly one group was just like, yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. So then we went from our like 20 members strong to 10, 15 members, which is still a good sized gang, mind you, but it's not the gang that we wanted to have. And then on top of that, we ended up getting permed. We saw a lot of perms. So many perms. People who I'd never expect to cheat because they weren't top tier fraggers.
Right.
Like, yeah, bro, we're gonna fucking cheat on cap. And then I'll never forget. I don't want to name the guy, but one day we're in game. He loads in. This guy was Prism Blank has been banned for scripting, and I see him disconnect from the channel. Like, what the fuck? So I drag him into our office, and I'm like, yo, you just got banned for scripting? Yeah. I was like, are you scripting? He's like, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you weren't insane, bro. You were mediocre. Like, how are you mediocre in scripting, bro? Like, fuck. Like, we could have been fucking destroying Cap. And now we're getting the fucking rep to, like, fucking Prism Mandalorians has all these fucking cheaters in their gang. And it's like, no, bro, we don't have cheaters. Like, even if we were cheating, like, these guys are whack cheaters. Like, what the fuck? Then we had another guy get banned for apparently, he says that he was, or they say that he was magic bulleting, but
what does that mean?
It's like, I guess it's like where you shoot at someone, but like they can't hear your bullets and you just end up dropping dead from like you were getting shot from a different direction. I don't know the ins and outs of Arma cheats, but I remember they were like, yeah, like this guy's magic bullet, he got permed, and I saw the video and I was like, this looks like a legitimate cap kill. Like, I don't know what's going on, but apparently the admins or something know something I don't know. Understandable. Like, I don't blame anybody. But still, another blemish. And I felt like it was every time we promoted someone to a senior member in the gang, it was like they'd either get banned for RDM or banned for scripting. It's like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna DDoS this guy. And it's like, you can't say that. You're gonna get permed.
Yeah.
And the next day, oh, he's permed. All right, guys. well, now what? And it was a consistent problem.
We had that conversation in Noble. People are saying we're shit Zerg. I just said this. Do y'all want people to always play with that know who you are and are friendly to you, and we always vibe out? And every now and then you got that new recruit that's an asshole, and we got to go through recruits, but do you want to always have people we want to play with? A group we always can get on and play with, people always online, any time of the day. We got Aussies, EU, American. Or do you want to be in a gang where it's just us? All the inner circle that leaves Noble, and it's just us because we have an ego and we're too good to like take in new players. I was like, that's shit. I just told him, I was like, that's bullshit. I was like, I don't want to have a group with 20 people and only 10 active guys, kind of active guys or whatever, and I'm like having to message people to get on and shit. I was like, I want to get on, see people in Discord, be able to hop in there and play with them. I was like, this shit needs to be like COP. Where like when you go to play COP, there's people on the fucking server playing COP
all the time. Yeah,
all the time.
And looking back at it, I wish I would have stood up for my pose. Like, I didn't really mind us being called shit Zerg. Like, I'm not a fucking great Arma player. I'm mediocre at best. Like, no cartel fighter. But we were trying to be someone we weren't. And while I think that we had a great system, and if another gang like sometime in the future were to like pick up that system, especially if they were like avid cartel fighters, I think that'd be like a real good thing for that community in general.
Right.
I think we were just trying to do too much. You guys have a really good vibe going on. I was never a part of Noble, but sometimes I wish I was in there to like be a part of the dynamic you guys had. Like, I will always go into you guys' Discord and be like, wow, like there are a lot of people in this Discord, like really dope, like they're having fun.
Yeah.
And you guys, when you guys lost the 40-man Fed, I was like, wow, man, a bunch of people are gonna leave. But nope, you guys loaded in the next day, like fucking brushing your shoulders off, like fuck this, we don't care. Like,
yeah. Oh, I was furious,
fun.
Bro. Like,
I know all too well about losing Feds. We should. Somebody was online whenever Skies was stealing all of her gang funds.
Jeez, like, and they didn't do anything about it.
No, they said something. They were like, yo, Rexo, ShoTime. Like, I need to talk to you right now. And I was like, what's going on? They posted a channel. Like, yo, there's somebody online right now with the name, I think they were using the name, like, M. Deadpool or something. They were using somebody else's name, but it was, like, another senior member, and, I was like, what the fuck? So, like, I'm looking, I'm, like, refreshing the stats page, so I'm not in game, like, playing something else. I'm like, oh, yep, $1 million gone. F5, $1 million gone. I'm just like, oh, fuck. So, luckily, we caught it real early, because if the guy would have been smart and done it like in the middle of the night, he probably would have had $200 million to bet away and ultimately, be broke. He stole all of it. All of it. He actually took all of it. But what happened was that we noticed it he had around $40 million at the time that he took from us. We were like, whoa, you can't do that, buddy. So we logged in. Rexo kicked him, but there was a bug in the gang where if you get kicked, and mind you, if you do this, you'll get banned.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you get if you get kicked from a gang, but you don't close out of the withdraw gang funds page, you will forever be able to withdraw gang funds.
Oh, wow.
What?
This is...
Without me.
What's really funny about that is that you're rich. You have like 180 mil, dude.
I still get so mad, dude.
Not 10 mil. Not a percentage of my bank. No.
Olympus is getting weird, man.
Yeah, it is.
What's one question that you want to ask me? Anything.
Man. Okay, it's a two-part question.
Okay.
Do you think you're gonna get mod before the server dies?
Dude, I don't know. I don't think the server is necessarily gonna die like
Yeah, I don't think
soon.
it's ever gonna die.
I think it's inevitable, but do I think it's something that's going to happen in the next 2 months or next 3 months? No.
Do you have a mod app in right now?
I do.
Is it still on hold?
Mm-hmm.
If it gets denied, are you gonna continue playing?
Yes. Yeah. I'm rank 5 in Noble. Like, I have to. I will still be here.
Last question. You ready?
Yeah.
You gonna unperm me, bitch boy?
If it was in my power, yeah. So now you get to promote anything you want.
I just want to shout out a couple of boys. All right. First things first. Roscoe the boy system. Let's see. Wagner, Rexo 07, Hylos man, fucking good shit dog. Sectran 07, Outcast 07, Nerdy, fucking good shit. One of the boys, bro. Cooper, good job, man, on FTO, dude. Fuck, bro. I'm gonna forget people and then I'm gonna get flamed. Mason's one of the boys. Millennia. Oh, Decla. I don't know. Spalding and Zerf. Zerf's the boy. If I didn't mention you, it doesn't mean I forgot about you or anything, bro. There's just so many people that are just like really good people that like. The only reason I keep on coming back to this team speak is because, of course, Noah the man, but so many people that I genuinely enjoy that I think are like really good people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate I got perm because I can't spend a lot of time with them anymore. But I just fucking really good. I love the server, or I love the community, the server. But the community here is super strong, dude. Fucking, I love all those guys.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me. Right?
Absolutely.
I know this is an exclusive thing, you know. I'm just glad to be here.
Hell yeah, man. Well, like I said, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good night.
Hell yeah, you too, man.
Peace.